looked at Stephen M. Covey's book, it's about 2 years ago, a new book on trust came out, and one line in there said, care is the foundation of trust. I said, well, if it's a foundation of trust, how come there's only one line in the book? And Warren Bennis, who's to me the top leadership trainer around, says that trust is the glue that maintains organizational integrity. And we have so little trust in so many of our organizations. I used to have some pretty good jobs. I did worldwide customer service for Levi's, Australia, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, a lot of different countries, learned a lot of different people. I actually wrote the systems around the order management process. Can you believe I did that, Skip? Now my son thinks I can't spell computer. One thing I remember doing, I would go to the job fairs. I'm going to sneak in some job stuff tonight. And one lady came up to the booth, her name was Erica. She said, I'm an elementary school teacher. I want to work in business, and people say, you don't have experience in business. I'm going, elementary school teacher? What would I have to train her in customer service, or empathy, or customer satisfaction? So she came in and she was fabulous. So we got to, part of the healing for me is getting past those barriers and giving people chances so we get the right people and build the right organizations that customers love and we make more money from it. When the company moved to Boston, she's the only one who moved. She sent me an email. She got engaged. She got married. They bought a house. She just had twins. All I did was hire her. So then I went to a company called Provada, Internet Privacy. You know how much privacy there is these days. But so we came in Wednesday morning. They said, don't come back tomorrow. We're closed. Has that ever happened to anybody? It's like, goodbye. So it's a painful process. I did somebody a favor, helped him find a person for his company, and he asked me, could you help me recruit? I said, sure. It's a biotech equipment company. You all know I can't even spell biotech, right? And I only brought him in 25 people. Nobody in the field would have said I was qualified to do that. When people trust you, they speak up. And then they started helping each other. The first time that happened, I said, God, I did not tell them to help each other. What's going on in this room? So it's a function of trust. We almost forgot what trust really is in some of our organizations. Every success is a personal relationship. It's not those computer systems. And that's where we're going in life, is more of these personal relationships. Ed Hollowell is a professor from Harvard. He's also a great business guy. He talks about the disappearance of the human moment. The human moment has started to disappear in modern life. We may soon discover the power of its absence. Distrust and dissatisfaction are contagious. We see a deficiency of human contact via body language, tone, and facial expressions. He was just warning us. And I'm thinking of a lady who worked for me at my team, Amanda. She came just in out of college. She answered more emails and phone calls in a day and made customers happy than anybody I've ever seen. And my philosophy is always, I'll stay out of the way, you take the risk, I'll take the blame. But I had to watch what she was doing. One example is a customer had been upset about something, had been sick, and when she responded to her the next time, she just said, I hope you're feeling better, because she remembered she wasn't feeling well. The customer sends me a letter that said, your people really care. All she said was, I hope you're feeling better. I went to a seminar years ago that compared the human biological system with the organizational biological system. In the human biological system, we've heard the numbers that 70% of disease is stress-related. See, when we suppress, disease sets in. What are we doing in our organizations? There's a book called Driving Fear Out of the Workplace. It's not a new book. But it said 7 out of 10 people won't speak up with their creative ideas because 1, they think no one cares, and 2, they're afraid of retribution. Personally, I think it's 9 out of 10 in some companies because I hear more and more. In fact, the VP of sales in my last company before it closed said, Ivan, keep your head down. I said I can't keep my head down, I'm supporting the customers, but she was saying, I want you to get laid off. William James, some people call him the father of American psychology, said the deepest need of human beings is the need to feel appreciated. Yeah? You feel appreciated on a regular basis? I don't know. You smile a lot when I've seen you. Something's going on, right? How successful has anyone been changing someone else in a relationship? Anybody been real successful at that? I certainly have. Don't try, yes.
I think people change when they're appreciated. That means you're not really trying to change them.
Thank you. When they feel appreciated, they mean, yeah. Skip Baccarel is a wonderful guy. He actually just was responsible for overseeing the entire Silicon Valley Prayer Breakfast, which was over 400 people and leaders from all over the Bay Area. And he modestly puts those events together, and he's the CEO of his company. We're looking for managers to come appreciate us. Well, perhaps there's something we can do that we haven't done. It may look like they don't care, but I can tell you they care. And Carmela's making a real impact in her company. She mentioned to me that there's some real progress going on in Ford. Ford, by the way, was the only company that didn't accept government funding. So something's going on internally that's very positive there around what we're talking about.
It is. It's a huge, huge thing, starting with their CEO and his attitude towards people and towards customer satisfaction. You know, they've got a policy now. I mean, they came up with I don't know what exactly their internal phrase is that they use among themselves, but Alan Milani basically cleaned house in his board of directors of when he would talk about the things that needed to be done for the employees and for the customers, and when the board members would poo-poo it and, you know, want to get back on the old track, he would basically kind of like take his badge and kind of flash it at him again, kind of remind him of, you know, what the theme was and how they're doing stuff, and that there were other jobs that they could take, and essentially cleaned out all the people who weren't in alignment with that kind of a philosophy.
But they actually took the action, and when people see people taking action, they respond. Hal Rosenbluth, who I'll talk about later, he's in the book, he built Rosenbluth Travel from 20 million to 5 billion. That's pretty successful. And one of his quotes is, when people and ideas are guarded, their growth is stunted.